Good morning. I'm getting dressed today, and of course, since everyone can identify as whatever they want, I want to, my reality, which of course everyone has to accept under these new California laws or whatever craziness. I am not in San Francisco, but I identify as being in San Francisco. Excuse me. So, I want to identify as someone who lives in the late 1800s, let's say 1878. So, I'm going to pay all my employees the wage from that time, and I expect and demand that I pay from the time period I associate with. So let's take a look at my clothing for the day. Have a camisole, my corset for working, my other camisole, which gives my skirt a big poof. Here we have, sorry, there's dogs under here, handmade skirt. Took me about a week to sew that by hand. Shadrach, you're offending me. Here's my second skirt. And then, of course, I am still in my vintage pajamas. But since everyone can identify as whatever they want, I mean, let's take it to the next level. I'm not identifying as Elvis and expect all of his royalties, but I am identifying as someone from the Victorian era. So I want Victorian era prices at stores when I pay for things. I mean, anything goes, right? I identify as someone from the past, and I demand thoroughly that everyone do acquiesce to my request. And don't even criticize me for speaking incorrectly because, well, that would just make you a bigot. So I'm going to get dressed, and then I'm going to start making fresh baked bread and cook on a fire and just live in Victorian era. And I demand that stores allow me, so when I pay for flour, it should be like 2 or 3 cents, 5 cents, I'll, since that's the way we're going, then I jump on board. And maybe I'll even, since I want to imagine I live in San Francisco, I want the real money San Francisco is paying people to live instead of, making them live in reality of life. So there it is. So here I am in my work outfit, as I showed you previous. This outfit is my working, and since everyone else gets to demand ridiculousness, I demand Victorian era. So I have all Victorian era responsibilities. I pay a Victorian era wage. And when I go to the store, I expect Victorian era prices. This stove over here is where I'm going to cook. And since everyone else gets to demand things, then I demand that. So if anyone would like to work for me, pay is about 50 cents a day. And you better hop on it. By way of mail. Thank you very much for listening to my rant.